Welcome to Vicky Makes and Builds. I'm back with yet another section of the big jig for you. If you don't know what I mean by the big jig, if you've not watched any of my videos on this, I am talking about the Clementoni Disney Orchestra puzzle, and it is 13,200 pieces. Now, this puzzle is split into 6 bags of 2,208 pieces, and I am on the 5th bag for this video. So, pretty close to finishing actually, and don't really know how I feel about that. I've just been enjoying the puzzle so much, but it's got to be done. It's got to get finished. So, in my last video on this, oh, by the way, if you haven't seen my previous videos on this, please do go and check it out. I will put a link in the description below. But anyway, in my last video on this, I asked you lovely people which section of the puzzle you thought I should tackle next, because I have 2 to go. I have section C, which is this picture here. It's the top half of the puzzle and includes that big giant red curtain that I tackled back in section A on the opposite side, or section F, which is another orchestra section of the puzzle on the bottom, and it's on the bottom right hand side. Now, I was extremely tempted to do section F. The last section I did, section D, actually it was a bit of the orchestra as well, and it was the section that took me the shortest time. I think it was something like 17 hours. So I was very tempted. I was very tempted to do that. But then I realised that if I did that, the last section I would be doing would be the one with the curtain, and I wasn't sure I wanted the end of this puzzle to be that red curtain, because it's just so big. And it takes quite a while to do. So I decided just to get it done and tackle section C. And actually, the couple of people that commented on this also suggested section C as well. So thank you for that. You have helped me and guided me in my decision. But yep, I'm going to do section C. I have the bag of pieces ready right here. Cannot believe this is one of only 2 bags that I have left on this. So section C is this section here. I'll pull up a picture for you to look at. In this section, we've got obviously a large part of the audience. Looks like we've got the Robin Hood crew. We've got the Winnie the Pooh characters, and we've got Lady from Lady and the Tramp. We've got 3 of the cats from Aristocats. That section just to the left there is kind of the right hand edge of the previous section I did on this. So you've got a little bit of the Dalmatians still on there, and you've got Bambi. And little Simba from the Lion King's all on his own. I don't see any other Lion King characters there. But anyway, so you've got them. You have got the top of some of the orchestra. So you've got Goofy, lovely Goofy, and Clarabelle Cow, who's playing the harp, and you can see a little bit of the harp as well, and you can see a little bit of that big double bass that Goofy's playing. And of course, there is the big red curtain with the yellow fringe. So yeah, I think this is going to be a tough one. You know, similar in difficulty to the section on the opposite side at the top. But at least I have done that section, and I learnt many lessons from that section. So I have a better idea of what order I'm going to do things in. When I tackled the first section, I sorted into quite broad categories. Sorted the pieces into quite broad categories. So I think I had red pieces for the curtain, I had yellow pieces, I had character pieces, and that was pretty much it. But of course, the red pieces also incorporated these red bits of the stage, and the yellow pieces also incorporated these yellow bits of the stage, and I feel now that the sorting categories are just too broad. And having done a really detailed sort in section D, which is the last one I did, and just the much quicker timings of the whole thing, having done that, rather than doing big sorts and then little sorts all the way through, I'm going to try again with a detailed sort for this one. But this will be the first detailed sort I've done on a top section, and there aren't really as many categories to sort into in the top sections. So what I thought I'd do, again, I kind of have to get a feel for this as I go along, but what I thought I'd do is separate reds into stage and curtain, and possibly even, in fact, definitely, separate like really dark reds that look almost black, because obviously they will be the really shadowed parts of the curtain, and also the bits behind the characters where it's quite dark. I'm also going to sort the characters a bit more in detail. So I'm gonna try and sort like in sections. So sort the Robin Hood characters from the Winnie the Pooh characters from Bambi and Simba and the other ones on the left hand side. So I'm going to sort the character pieces a little more. And obviously there's yellows, so I'll sort fringe, the curtain fringing, and separate that from the stage. I'll try and separate the instruments. Those strings on the double bass, they're kind of quite obvious, and the wee the knobs at the top that tune it. So the top of the harp basically and the top of the double bass, I'll try and sort those as well, separate those out. And obviously there's Goofy and Clarabelle as well, so I'll sort those into a separate pile as well. So yeah, so going for a much more detailed sort with this one, again, much more detailed than when I did section A. And yeah, just take timings and see how that makes a difference. I mean, I'm under no illusion this section is going to take longer than the last section, just purely because of that curtain. But I'm hoping that the detailed sorting will give me a quicker time. I think the first section took me about 28 hours. I wasn't really keeping as detailed timings back then, but it's not far off, about 28 hours. So maybe I can shave off, 8 hours or something. We shall see. But anyway, really there's not much more for me to say other than I really hope you enjoy, and let's get this bag cracked open and get the sorting begun. Okay, the moment has come to open the bag. So, there they all are, and in they all go. Just check to make sure there's none stuck in the corners. Okay, spread these out and see what we're looking at here. I love this part. Right. Pieces together again. Well, I expected that, to be honest. Another couple there. Edge ones. Those ones. Oh, that'll be another sorted pile, by the way, the edge. Forgot to mention that, but I usually do the edge anyway, so I'm sure you probably guessed that. I'll be taking these pieces apart if I find any together, like I did in the last one. Some green pieces jumping out at me there. I think that might be from the Robin Hood section. So yeah, should, I think, be able to sort those characters out into separate piles. So yeah, that's the bag open. Let's get the sorting started. Okay, sorting is done. Oh, this one took quite a long time to sort. I actually found it really hard to sort. I was trying to be as detailed as I could, but I'll be quite honest with you, there were quite a few pieces where I just did not know where to put them. So the curtain bits were pretty obvious. I didn't find those too difficult to sort. They're obviously the yellow fringe part. That is all the curtain pieces that are a little bit brighter, and the ones over here are all the very dark pieces, almost black. Now here I've got the edge pieces, which I've just left out of the boxes because I'm going to do those next. Right, here, okay, so these are what I think are stage pieces, or pieces that belong around the stage. So you may find in this pile some pieces with like Goofy on it, like that piece there looks like maybe that's a little bit of Goofy's ear, but it's mostly the stage in the background, so I've popped that one in there. And there's some yellow bits as well because the stage is kind of lit up at the top. So I've put in there pieces that I think belong to the stage. However, there's a pile of pieces over here which I believe belong to the pillars in the background of the audience. They kind of frame the audience. I'll try and show you in this picture. So you've got like pillars here, quite distinctive patterns on, and then you've got these sort of bits here that kind of frame where the audience are sitting, and I think these pieces belong mostly to them. However, I do think that possibly some of the stage pieces might be in there and vice versa. That they were quite difficult piles to sort, but I felt like they were big enough categories to separate them. So yeah, so that's what those two piles are. This pile here is all the pieces that belong to either Goofy or Clarabelle, or Goofy's double bass or Clarabelle's harp. So that includes bits of Goofy's suit, bits of the instruments, obviously, bits of the faces, and like the eyes. The only real kind of white in this picture are the eyes. You've got Goofy's teeth, and he does have a glove on, but I mean, it's kind of obvious when you find a white piece that belongs to the Dalmatian or to the cat, but any white pieces I've popped in the Goofy and Clarabelle pile because I'm fairly certain that they will belong to either Clarabelle or Goofy's eyes or Goofy's glove. So that's that pile there. Now, the last remaining pile that I haven't mentioned yet is the character pile. Now, I did say at the start that I would separate these further into the different sections, but again, I actually struggled to differentiate between characters, and I think that's, I mean, aside from clothes, it's pretty obvious the green ones are Robin Hood and the pink one, I think that might be Maid Marian, although there's pink on Piglet as well, and they're all animals. There's no humans in this part of the audience. They are literally all animals. So I was sort of seeing eyeballs and beaks and whiskers and things like that. And aside from the odd one or two that I saw that belonged to Tigger, it was really hard to tell, to be honest, who the pieces belonged to. So, and the sorting was just becoming a little bit laborious after a while. So I just thought, right, I'm just going to shove it all in one pile, and I'll do those using my usual method when I do puzzles, which is to shuffle and pick out obvious colours. So I'm not actually going to sort those as planned, but the rest have been sorted into smaller piles, definitely smaller than last time. So I will tackle those just now, starting with the edge. Right, so I'll just take you through my progress so far. As you will have seen, I started with the green. There's quite a lot of green here because you've got little John sitting right next to Robin Hood, and they're both wearing green and they've both got green hats. So they came together pretty quick. Then I moved on to pink, but there were more areas of pink than I realised. So there was obviously Maid Marian's dress, but there was also Piglet, who's very obviously pink all over, but there were also lots of areas of pink, like, for example, Tigger's nose, Rabbit's nose, the inside of his ear, Kanga's like front and also her ear, and then again Rue's ear, and there was some dark pink inside Eeyore's ears. So lots of pink ears, a little bit of pink on that cat there as well. So the pink was just a bit more scattered around really, but I didn't. It wasn't so bad not having sorted them further because they came together really quickly. I just picked up kind of blues after that, like Eeyore and Rue's t-shirt, and then obvious pieces where it was yellow and red, so I knew it was going to be Pooh Bear, and Tigger's pretty obvious as well. So it's coming along really well. So the plan for just now is I think I'm going to tackle Tigger next. His pieces are pretty obvious when you see them, and then take it from there, just fill in the rest until they're either all gone or I have no idea where they go. And then I will move on. I'm thinking I might move on after this to Goofy and Clarabelle. So Goofy's there, you can just see the very top of his head there and the three little hairs kind of sticking up next to Piglet there. So I could do Goofy and kind of attach him to the audience, and then maybe follow that up with the stage pieces. I know I'm doing the yellow and the red curtains last, so I think Goofy next, and also Clarabelle. Right, oh my goodness, that was hard. I got quite frustrated by this bit. I don't know if it's just because there's just this uniform kind of caramelly browny colour across the pieces. I'm not sure, and a lot of the time there was a piece that I thought was up there that turned out to be down there because it's all very similar colours again. And again, colours that I thought were down here that actually belonged up there. So, yeah, that took me a while. I've still got, they, I know, go roughly around there. They're just kind of not joined on yet. Those pieces there are ones remaining from that section of area, like around, over the top of the audience's heads. I took away pieces that I thought might belong to the curtain, but I just can't do any more on that. So that just leaves me with yellow and red pieces, which I am now going to shape sort. I think the curtain I will start on this side where it's really bright and there's actually a little bit attached to the side of the characters, and I can use the shapes like these bits here to build out the curtain. So here goes, the bit I've been dreading. Eek. So the yellow fringing is done, which is great news, but that means only the red bits are left. Red and black. So you have a very large section of curtain there, little bit there. There's some of the stage not quite done there. That is also dark red. And these curtains behind the audience and just a little bit of the pillars, which are also red, are still to do. So the time has come to begin shape sorting. finished. Section 5 is done. I can't believe it. There is only one more section to go in this puzzle. Honestly, when I stood looking at it all together, the picture doesn't do it justice. I just kept staring at it thinking, how did I go from 6 bags of pieces to this? Like, I can't believe I physically put all those pieces together. It's just crazy, but it's been so much fun. I've really, really enjoyed it. Anyway, before I get too overexcited and ramble on, I want to share with you, before I go, some timings for this puzzle. So, it took me, in total, drumroll, 24 hours and 24 minutes. I was hoping it would be slightly closer to 20 hours, but that red curtain is difficult. It's a difficult thing to put together, and I was under no illusions that it was going to take me longer. However, 24 hours is a good 4 hours at least less than it took me to do section A, which was the bit with the large curtain on the opposite side of the puzzle. So I have definitely gotten quicker, and I am putting that down to 2 things. Firstly, I did, if you remember me saying at the beginning, I did a slightly more meticulous sort, so I was able to put the whole section together much more quickly. Things like separating the background pieces and things like that, that really, really helped. And the second reason I think it came together a bit more quickly is that I've done a section before. And I think just kind of the experience really of doing the puzzle and working on the puzzle and getting to know the puzzle really helped me to put it together, because I sort of know now what to look for and what to expect, and little things like which pieces normally go together and things like that. I kind of was able to use that to my advantage really. So I think that really helped as well. With the curtain, there were a couple of things that made it a little bit easier. I mean, it wasn't easy at all, but there were a couple of things that helped. Firstly, I think it really helped to be able to pick out the nuances of the shades, because it goes from really deep red and almost black to kind of really bright, vibrant red, and it's sort of every shade in between. And I think picking those out on the pieces individually and being able to see kind of where the red was on one side and the black was on the other and things like that, that actually, that was key. And if you kind of have a good eye for that and you can pick it out, which I don't think I have a bad eye for that really, that really helped. It helped a lot. Another thing that I also did was, which I didn't do last time, was I had a whole bunch of sorted pieces, which you'll have seen from the footage, but I noticed I had, amongst all the different shapes, a few bright red pieces, which some I'd put in already, but I knew that there was kind of a section in the big curtain on the right-hand side that was like really bright in the middle, and I couldn't get to it by building out from the edge. It was kind of detached at that point, so I actually built it separately. I built it detached from the main puzzle. Because there were just few enough pieces for me to do that, and they came together quite quickly and easily, and actually that really, really helped speed things up a bit, because once that was in place, it gave me more edges to fit the other pieces in around the side of it, and then I could bring the whole, spotting the shades into play and all that kind of thing. So I'm hoping this makes sense. But these were just little methods that I used that I didn't use last time, or I didn't realise I could use last time, that helped a lot. And it made it a lot less frustrating, although there were still frustrating times. But I enjoyed the section as a whole. I really, really enjoyed it. I mean, as for the rest of the puzzle, I loved putting Winnie the Pooh together. I thought he just looked really cute, and he'd got his bright, vibrant red t-shirt on, and he was kind of this bright yellow colour, and it was just lovely and easy putting him together. Goofy was a pleasant surprise as well. I thought he was going to be a bit more difficult. Having done the blue suits on Mickey and Stinky Pete and all the rest of them, I kind of thought that was going to be a bit difficult, but actually he came together really fast as well, and his double bass. So I enjoyed that. And the other thing I enjoyed doing a lot was Clarabelle's harp. I just think it's so pretty. Look at it. It's just really, really lovely and pretty. I'm looking forward to doing the rest of the harp on the bottom section. Yeah, and I think that's it. Like I really liked that the Robin Hood gang were in the picture as well. Robin Hood is from Nottingham, and I also am from Nottingham. So shout out to any folks from Nottingham who might be watching. Hello. So that was kind of cool, doing the Robin Hood gang as well. So yeah, so 24 hours, 24 minutes. That was really, really good. 48 minutes of that was sorting, which is quite a long time. And it did get a bit laborious, but as I say, I was doing more detailed sorting and it was worth it really in the end. I think it was kind of necessary. So yeah, and then 33 minutes doing the edge, which was perhaps longer than what another edge might have been, but just because again, it was all curtain. Yeah, and then the rest was obviously just putting all the audience and Goofy and Clarabelle and the curtain together. So yeah, well pleased with that time. I'm well pleased with that. So in my next video, I will be tackling the very last section. I just still can't believe I've only got one more section left. But anyway, I'll be tackling section F, which will be an orchestra section on the right-hand side. So I'll have the rest of Clarabelle, I'll have the rest of Goofy. I think there's a little small Mickey-looking character in there. I don't know his name, but there's one of those. Oh, Pluto's in there. He's playing a drum. And I'm sure, I don't have the poster with me at the minute, so I can't tell you for certain, but I'm sure there's some little animals scattered around like there is in the rest of the stage. So I will look forward to putting all that together and finally putting the entire jigsaw together. It's huge. It's just massive, but I'm really looking forward to showcasing it for you at the end of the next video. It's actually a physically demanding task all on its own, putting the thing together, because what I've actually got it in front of me here, you can't see it, but I've got a 4.6 centimeter high pile of puzzle sheets. I'll just grab the top one to show you. This is the Jungle Book section, but yeah, I have a whole bunch of these in a stack. And yeah, just grabbing them all and like crawling around the floor trying to put them together is quite difficult. Surprisingly difficult. But anyway, it's just awe-inspiring when I stand over it and look at it. So goodness knows how I'm going to feel when I'm looking at the entire thing finished. But I can't wait. I can't wait to show you the finished article. So that will be at the end of the next video on this. So please, please, please do come back and tune in and watch me finish this amazing puzzle off. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. It's been brilliant having people follow my journey on this and commenting and giving me encouragement and making suggestions, and it's just been really, really amazing, and I've enjoyed the whole process. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please do consider subscribing. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and I think that's it. Oh, just as well as a little kind of teaser for you. The last video on this, where I put the whole thing together and finish it off, won't be the final video on the Disney Orchestra. I have 2 bonus videos planned. So, you know, stay tuned for those as well. But anyway, I will leave it there, and I will say thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time.